tryna rock. Like, this year I'm gon' bluff. Act like you ain't know. It's a mix-up, squats in my sit-ups, digging in my poom-poom, trying to get my back stuff. Drink a couple shots, see how quick a bitch act up. Look at me to them, they really ain't stacked up.
Horse! If you're tuned into Xcuse,
we are called into attention. We are called into attention.
All jokes off the
we
table.
need y'all to subscribe. We need y'all
Subscribe to the channel.
Wait,
Subscribe right now.
do I have to always be the one? Do I have to always be the one?
Right
Look. Excuse me?
You heard me? Subscribe.
Oh my God.
Subscribe.
Do I always have to be the one?
Look. Pull that subscribe out right now. And like it.
Pull it out.
Comment.
Pull it out.
Right now.
Oh my
Pull it
God.
out.
What
Pull it
do
out.
you do when there is a gun to your head? What is the procedure? When you have a gun to your head.
When you have a gun to your head.
Why do I always have to be the one that doesn't choose
Put your
violence?
put your finger over that subscribe
Put your finger
button
over that subscribe button.
and press it.
Press it. Right now. So you can start the next episode of Excuse Me.
Before we have to come for you.
We have to come for you.
Just go ahead and
Do I gotta
hover over
climb
that
through the?
subscribe.
Do I gotta climb through the screen? Do
we?
Do you want me? Have you ever seen a 204-pound man climb through a screen and get ready to whoop your ass?
Not the
Is that
doorbell.
what you want? Cause you can
Not the
get it.
doorbell.
You can get it. You can get it.
That's Tay ringing your house coming to get you.
I'll climb.
Oh.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Welcome back to the podcast. It's Excuse Me Podcast. Welcome back to the podcast.
Hey.
It's Excuse Me Podcast.
I'm trying to get on beat, but it's hard because it's like we're on two different wavelengths.
Podcast. Hey, the Excuse Me Podcast. Roll call is Tay and JeJuan and Semaj. Hey, Lord.
Hey.
What you say it like what's his name in the wheelchair?
Tuller.
Yes.
Rolling Ray.
Yes.
You know his name.
I'm a child. I don't ever remember anything once the cameras start.
Screaming. Wherever Roland Ray is, I hope he's recovering nicely and having a wonderful and blessed and highly favored day.
If you know he is because he talks to Beyonce.
Yeah.
You know
he
he
said
is.
Beyonce checked up on him.
Beyonce called him.
Beyonce sent him that Ivy Park box.
Yeah.
Again.
I would never. And you know what? We really clown him like, girl, you do not talk to Beyonce.
But you know what? I would say, in a sense, I was like, I wasn't shocked.
I wasn't shocked. When she wrote that note, is that I check on you from time to time.
From time. Yeah.
I wasn't shocked.
I was, because I was sitting there. I was like, you know what? When he actually showed it, I was like, deep down inside, I was actually like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. The girls are all right. Yeah.
Yeah. The kids are all right.
The kids are all right. Yeah.
We all right. Okay. Anywho,
I love that song. That album was a bop. That album was a bop.
It was a bop. It was a bop.
Really
and then to go from, this is completely off topic, but to go from The Kids Are Right to Ungodly Hour, that was some
transition.
That was, yes.
A transition.
I challenge, I want to challenge everybody that's watching this to listen to The Kids Are Right in full and then go straight into the Ungodly Hour. It is an experience.
But if you didn't, why didn't you?
Exactly.
because that was an album.
They lack the range and they lack taste.
Y'all really lack taste. That was an album. I still replay that to this day.
They don't have the functioning brain cells to process lyrics that are complex and meaningful.
Yeah, harmonies and melodies that really get the brain wavelengths going. Yeah.
So we've been rambling, but we're gonna go ahead and jump into today's topic. And so today, what we were gonna talk about was, I guess, like I had came to JeJuan or Semaj. I don't even remember. I think it was JeJuan that I went to. And I was like, I really wanted to talk. I had been sitting in my room and thinking, I was just like reflecting like I always do on certain things in life and about myself. And I was sitting there and it came across me. I think I was on Twitter and I had saw somebody tweet something and I was like, I feel like me as like a gay man, and I feel like a lot of other gay men have experience to where like once we reach our 20s and going into that stage of like adulthood, we're still finding ourselves having
still
like,
trying to figure out what it is that
like
we
first time experiences, or just like experiences that our peers had when they were like in middle school and high school and things like that, because they had the freedom.
We were robbed. We were robbed of our freedom.
We were robbed of a childhood, yes. But yes, like our peers had the freedom to date around and you know, talk to whoever they wanted to talk to. And even if we did have the freedom, because I feel like, you know, I did have that freedom, it just was the access. Nobody else was like me for me to be out there like, I can date this person, or I can talk to that person and talk to this person and talk to this person. So we're going to talk about that, like, you know, just growing up and realizing like, you know, you're still trying to figure out what you like and what you don't like and what you require and what you need, and just different things about yourself as an individual and different things about like what you seek in a partner. And then we're going to talk about types and preferences and why preferences are trash, like a lot of you. Thank you.
Thank you. And in this essay, I said,
in this right. Hello. Look. In conclusion, this is what I said.
In conclusion,
y'all are trash.
People in your preferences are trash. A lot of you are going to be mad.
A lot of you are going to be mad at me when I say this, but it must be said.
Your preferences are tacky. You are tacky.
Yeah.
You are not even sought out. So how are you going to try to tell somebody else that they are not your type or attractive or worthy of love?
In this essay, I now will continue on
to drag you by the edges.
To drag you hoes by the edges.
Please.
But no, okay, so boom. The question I want to ask both of you all is, when did you feel like, when do you feel like you started to actually grow into yourself? Like, you know, you started to be that type of person, like, dating wise. Like, when did you get caught up in dating or talking to people or whatever the case may be?
College.
Yeah.
Because I was very sheltered. I came out my freshman year of high school. And that's what I also wanted to talk about earlier. When you talked about accessibility and like having the freedom and having the range, I feel like that may have been, you know, our experience, but you know, some other people don't have that experience.
Right.
Like some people have been dating ever since they came out, and you know, have been doing their own thing. But I'm glad that you said, like, you know, that's different. It's different for everybody. That's not for everybody's case. But I didn't really start. I haven't dated anybody. Let's be clear. I haven't dated anybody. But like in the relationship,
when we mean dated,
people,
and we mean dated. We'll get to that question, JeJuan.
Okay. So let me expand, because even for the people listening, y'all can answer this question too. So let me expand on what I mean dating. I mean, like, you actually talking to somebody, y'all hanging out, doing stuff outside of like school and home. Like college. some adult like stuff. Because in a sense, in high school, yes, I did talk to people, but it was never that serious. Like, it was one person, but it was still like, looking back on it now, it was still very like sheltered. And a lot of people, y'all can hear the background.
Yeah, your mom.
yeah. The queen is, you know, is calling the shots. Yeah. So like, I think, like, you know, of course we know when we're in high school or school in general, that a lot of those relationships are very childlike because they're in a place of safety. They're, you know, it's not real. You go to school and see them and it's cute and cuddly, and then
it's
you go
not
home.
real. It's not real.
You go home. You don't have to, you don't have to exist with that person. And that's why a lot of high school couples, when they do graduate and they get into the world, it crashes and burns, because once you are having to step into that actual adult type of relationship style, it's
You're
like
missing out. You're missing
this too much. I don't even like you, baby.
And it's all these other people out here.
You start seeing the other types of people outside of that school wall, and you like.
But see, that's the thing. When people date, the whole point of dating is to figure out what you like and what you don't like. When you start dating in high school, you haven't been around that many people to really understand. Like, when you go to high school, you're around the same people that live in your same neighborhood, that listen to the same music, that do all of that stuff. So I think college specifically, when you get to go to a different place where it's a whole bunch of different people together, it broadens your spectrum of what you like and what you don't like. And then you're able to examine your partner and be like, I don't like X, Y, and Z about you, and this is what, you know, I do like. Right. But for me, like, moving from to, I didn't mean to say the name. Moving from Houston to...
We can edit it out. Just do it over again.
No. Okay. He need to beep.
Moving from Houston to San Antonio, it was two different worlds. I feel like Houston, well, the area that we were in, very conservative. So it was like there was a lot of boundaries on what you could and couldn't do. When I moved here, it was like
all bets are off.
Right. Like, I mean, you saw people...
Semaj became a whore. Yeah.
You saw people smoking. You saw people. I saw a lot of lesbian couples. I mean, my friend was a lesbian. I mean, I was like,
ooh, not past this.
Wait, hold on. Are we talking about San Antonio?
Yes.
You know, I was getting confused because I was going to say y'all slogan is, I thought you were in Austin. I was going to say, well, y'all slogan is keep Austin weird, but that's Austin, not San Antonio.
Yeah. We could also talk about that too, and how
but also San Antonio has that same type of vibe as Austin. So yeah, right. In a sense, like, yeah.
And because we're so close, we're 45 minutes away. So when you have people that, like, I felt like in high school there were no, like, I mean, even if you were out or doing something crazy, nobody was really judging you. Like, it wasn't a big whole thing. I remember senior year sitting on this guy's lap in the middle of class and it being whatever. So it's like going from Houston to San Antonio was two completely different lives, I think. And it propelled me forward.
And then I was just going to say, and didn't I say you were a whore? Thank you.
Yeah. I was not actually.
I wasn't out here sitting on laps, baby.
I mean,
but I wasn't. I wasn't
not a whore, but you know, just somebody, you know, just
not promiscuous. No.
I don't want to say promiscuous. That's not where I was going. I was going to say liberated.
Yes. Thank you. I felt more liberated because not everybody could sit up under me now. Ooh. Not everybody. Okay, so when we do all of that, like,
it's qualifications, baby.
Okay. Moving from high school to college, what I will say is I didn't go to college right away. I took a semester off, not on purpose, but performing in the performing world, there's a lot of queer people. And so I started performing in between high school and college. So I got to see a whole bunch of bisexual guys. I got to see a whole bunch of lesbian girls. So it was just a completely different experience for me that felt
so much exposure.
Right. Liberating. And so 18, 19 was really when
you know the kids love the arts.
Yes. That's what we lived through, honey.
Yeah, that's how we expressed ourselves. Yes.
Yeah, but that's how we've always been, like, gays throughout, you know, time. Gays throughout the time. But if you really think about it, the gays throughout the time.
Yes, throughout time have always been creative.
Have always lived through the arts, whether that be the choreographer, the hairstylist, the singer, the dancer,
even the writers. You know,
even the writers.
You know, people sometimes leave writers out of being creatives. But yes, it's
Right.
it takes a lot of creativity to piece together words in a way that James Baldwin and people like, A.R. Rustin and all of them, like how they sat there and worded things. That was art.
Right.
Yes.
What has there ever been like an experience like where you knew in that moment I could never do this? Like I know y'all
Never do it.
like, okay, for example, we went to a middle school party and this guy like pulled out a chair, right, and like girls were giving him lap dances. I remember looking and being like, I could never do that.
Baby,
like,
at prom, yes. Prom was yes. Knowing what happens at prom, I don't think the gays could have got away with half.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because
Right.
nothing happened at my prom. Nothing ever happens the way damn TV shows put it, and I'm upset about that.
Baby, we had 960 something people in our prom. Yeah. It was a lot going on that night. And it was a lot going on that night. But let me say, if the gays had been up in there cutting up like they was doing, they would. Baby, it was only. Well, let me tell you this.
Oh, come on. Let me tell you this. What I will say is,
what I will say is, it wasn't the outwins. It was the ones that we knew about in that Kick group chat. So,
not kick.
So they have. Oh, baby, everything. That was how.
I wouldn't
and listen. And that's what the DL girls are still doing these days. Is Kick.
And still are in their bio.
Baby, they be like
bio.
They be like message me. They be like message me on Kick, baby. Yeah, I know. That's what.
Baby, why the app not deleted yet?
Yeah, why ain't y'all upgraded to something new? All these other platforms.
Why fix it when nothing's broken?
Semaj, I'm moving on. We moving on. We're moving on.
But in a sense that we didn't get to do all of that. But one thing that I will say is I went to school with the people that I did go to school with that were a part of the community. I don't think we ever had to like shelter ourselves off or close ourselves off to that. We always existed. My best friend, my closest friend, at the time was named Hazel, and she was a trans woman. And so we were very close all the time. And, it was like people would make smart remarks sometimes or have something to say. But my friend Hayes was always that person, like, you say something, I'm going to say something. Like, I remember us being in history class, and this guy, Vontae, had said something slick. My friend Hayes was like, if I was you, I would suggest to shut up. And no, my friend Hayes was like, if I were you, I would shut up. Or I would keep my mouth closed, something like that. So my teacher was like, she just looked, because my teacher always told us, if y'all gonna fight, we gonna clear out the classroom and let y'all do what y'all gotta do.
Not see one of them teachers. Oh my God.
No, her classroom was literally set up like that. It was set up in a U. So it was desk on this side of the wall, desk across the back, and desk on this side of the wall. It was 2 rows right here. If you was gonna do something, them 2 rows was gonna move over.
Period.
And y'all was
gonna part the Red Sea. Yeah.
Space and opportunity, because she was only 5. My teacher was only like 5'2" and 90-something pounds. She said she was not gonna be breaking up no fights. She tried to listen. She tried to once, and she got threw out the way. And she was like, never again.
Never again. If you want to fight, let me know. So I can go home.
Exactly.
Clock out for me, baby. Clock out. Yeah.
See,
But yeah, she got through. So she was like, she wasn't breaking up no more fights no more. They didn't pay her enough for that. So yeah. And so he was just sitting there and he tried to say something. And I was like, not that one. And so it was like, in that sense, you was finna get jumped in that classroom.
Yeah.
But that's literally how it was. Like, we could all have issues with each other, and that would be fine. But anytime somebody else had an issue with one of us, all of us would be like, not what we're finna do.
Family.
Yeah.
Not on my watch.
Yeah.
And that's what it was like.
Because if you do it to her, you'll do it to me.
Do it to me.
Right. Exactly. Y'all are retarded. Y'all are retarded. If you do it, y'all, what were we talking about? Purposes.
Yes. But that's what I was going to get to. I was just talking about that. To say that I wouldn't say that my high school, it was like necessarily that everybody has that sense of I couldn't do this because it felt like not a safe environment or it was more conservative. We grew up in the sense like it was what we were used to. It was cool. Like people were cool with it. When I was in high school, nobody made fun of me or had anything to say about me being gay. I was cool with a lot of people. A lot of people knew who I was. And even like the other gay people in my school, my friend Amarian, we went to school together, the one that vogues. And Amarian has always been very expressive. And, from the time I've known of him, he's always been like that friendly person that's always been everywhere and been cool with everybody. And just like everybody, all the other like gay or bisexual or lesbian, trans people I went to school with were always like cool. Even my friend Hayes had like a group, like groups of friends. So it was like it wasn't necessarily that we didn't feel comfortable or safe. I guess it was just in that sense like maybe we were a little bit fearful of it because we had to navigate that on our own. Just like in the sense of there, how some people, their families be like knowing that they gay, but they still don't tell them, even though that they feel like in the back of their mind, they know. And then they say, and
they won't bring it up.
Yeah, and they'll say it one day, and they family be like, "Oh, we knew," and it's like, "Damn!" So I wasted all that time for nothing. That's what it was like. It was like I could have did it, but I didn't, and then I realized I wasted all of my good years. So now here I am as a 23-year-old, about to be 24, and I'm still living through these things and going through things that I should have went through when I was in high school. So that's what I wanted to talk about.
What, JeJuan, did you ever feel like that? Like
that
like specifically in Houston, like where we grew up, did you ever feel like for me, I felt like I could do those things, but the consequences of what I did would vary, and that would scare me. Because you don't know if somebody's going to harm you or be okay with it or judge you or whatever.
And we're talking about specifically about high school?
Or just like growing up, like just at any point. Like, because it's like, yeah, I could have done it, but...
No, I couldn't have done it because I wasn't, like I said, I was sheltered. I didn't know anything. I didn't start doing anything. Like I said, I didn't start doing anything, anything until college. So when I came out in high school, that's all I knew is I knew how to be me. I knew my other friends were gay. I know that this is what it is. And blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to live because I was sheltered. I was scared to even talk about. Well, it wasn't even happening. It would just be like one in a. I just didn't have that experience. I didn't have that experience.
Right.
I'm just stuff like that. I just had the experience.
It was completely different. Because I know what JeJuan was, getting at. Because when I was in high school, like I said, we had that kid group chat, baby.
We didn't have any of that. We just didn't. We were so oblivious.
It was, but it was, it was also like, I think in a sense, we knew a lot of, my freshman year of high school, it was this guy, we used to call him Johnny Bravo, because he had like curly hair, but he wore he just had like the top part and it went up in front, and he had it dyed gold at the end, and so he was gay, and so a lot of us were like, oh, he cute, so we would talk to him and stuff like that, and he would like kind of be cool with us. So like once he graduated and stuff, we still kind of associated with him. So I guess in that sense, it was like he had somebody that was older than us that talked to us about certain things or like let us know about certain things. If he was like, he wouldn't really talk to us a lot in the Kit group chat, but he was in there. So every now and then he'll see something and be like, oh no, that's not what that is, or oh, this is XYZ, or that's how that is, or whatever the case may be. So it was kind of like
we never really fully immersed. Like you may have came out, but you didn't fully immerse into the world. Like you may have known people that were, but you never were in that world.
Yeah. So in that sense, I would say that's what I get from JeJuan, what JeJuan is saying, because we had somebody to kind of give us information versus JeJuan just like, I'm gay.
I'm just gay, and
that's what it is.
I'm just figuring out all these things, and I'm like, oh, really?
And then then he got to college and was like, oh wow, so this is how it is.
And hold on, and also too, it's funny because I was having this conversation with my coworker. She was like, I don't know how we got into the conversation. I think we were talking about my fleets, and then my fleets went into her talking about shut up. We were talking about
that's the one that clocked you.
Yeah. But she loves it. She lives for it. Every week she lives for it. And she tunes in faithfully. But she was saying how back in high school, she had a friend like who already knew about Jack, who already knew about Grindr, who was doing all of this, that in high school. I didn't know anything. I didn't know nothing like that.
You know what's crazy? You know what I think? Because they would share stories with me. I don't know if it was senior year of high school or after we graduate, because everybody in San Antonio, we all know each other. Like, I mean, we would always have parties together. Like, we had prom after party, and it was all the high schools in the district came to one party. So everybody knew everybody. And we would, like, everybody would share stories. And I feel like the DL guys had more stories of like experiences than actual queer people. Like, I don't remember any of them
because they have people. Because I think for them versus like us that, like you said, are out. I feel like with us, it's just kind of like
we have standards.
People. Yeah, well, we had standards, but also we had. Yeah, that, but also at the same time, people were kind of standoffish about approaching us versus them. It's like it was easier for them to come across other people in a sense or in a way.
I know exactly what you're talking
because
about.
I do, but I'm still trying to like
because I had people in college and here say that I was intimidating me. They called me intimidating.
They called you intimidating, dude?
I know I'm intimidating.
Like,
I know.
But I think a lot of out queer people come off as intimidating because once you get to a space where you know who you are and you're like, this is who I am, this is me. Yeah. The people who aren't feel like, oh, this is crazy. Like, this is weird. It's weird energy. And I've had guys say that, like, in order to approach me, they feel like they have to have their stuff together. And that's why I'm like, I think that's why we have those experiences versus DL guys, because there are no kind of standards for them to live up to.
Wow!
He threw the table. He just threw the table.
He just threw the table!
And that is why they are intimidated by you.
That's fucking crazy, bitch.
That is why they are intimidated by you.
I have something to say. I have something to say after the episode. After the episode, because wow.
After
the episode.
Okay. But did y'all want to get into preferences?
Let's get into preferences.
I want to get into preferences and how y'all have these preferences with nothing to offer.
Okay, well, Tay first off.
A seat at the table. You have nothing to offer.
They have no seat at the table. They're at the kids' table. Let's be clear.
Exactly.
Before y'all start, let's share the definition.
Okay, so boom. This is what I want to. This
boom.
No.
What? No, I was saying like, okay. I want to say that I feel like there's a difference between having a type and having a preference. A type is just somebody. A type is just something like. This is the type
like a body people, type.
Like a body. No. I was going to say a type is kind of like, to me, in a sense of what people like. This is kind of like the type of person that I kind of go for, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But I'm not limited to that one person. That's just my type. But I'm able to explore different things.
Yeah.
I feel like people have changed the term preference into something that has now been shifted into a negative thing, which is why I'm having
negative
to
connotation.
because a lot of people will be like, that's not what a type and a preference are the same thing. But I'm differentiating between the two because people have taken the term preference and turned it into something else. So yes, we're differentiating in language because language is constantly evolving and transforming. So this has transformed.
Rainbow.
Well, I think people just okay. Let me back up. So, I just want to say a preference means a greater liking for one thing over another or others.
And no, that's why I was saying people are going to see how I explained or defined what a type is and be like, no, that's a preference. But the way I use preference, it's actually flipped. And I want to say that. I want to say that it's actually flipped. What y'all call preferences is what y'all should be calling a type. And what y'all call a type is what y'all should be calling a preference.
Thank you.
Because like Semaj said, a preference is a greater liking. And I feel like a type is a specific thing. But y'all have switched the definitions.
Right.
And so now we're flipping back.
Right.
And we're restudying our dictionary.
Because what I wanted people to understand is, like you said, it's a type. The word preference means a greater liking. That doesn't mean that you don't like I prefer vanilla ice cream over chocolate ice cream. That does not mean that I don't eat chocolate ice cream. That does not mean that I don't like chocolate ice cream. Yeah. So when you say this is my preference and you're saying no fats, no femme is a preference, that's not a preference because you don't like it. It's
a what? So it's a
it's a type. You have a type for smaller, but that's their preference because they don't study their dictionaries. so we restudied our dictionaries to find these definitions, but they can't restudy anything that they haven't studied.
You can't edit nothing you haven't wrote.
Oh, well.
They probably don't even know what the name of the dictionary is. Reading
get you a thesaurus, get you a Oxford dictionary.
Child, them people was using thesauruses for them text tests, thinking they was dictionaries. Baby, they don't know the difference.
Reading rainbow.
Yeah.
Please. Well, okay. Yeah. So they said, okay, so why do you think preferences are problematic?
Because,
okay, boom.
Wait, why do we think preferences or why do we think types?
Preferences. Well, why do we think the way they use preference?
Because people have turned, like he said, people have turned it into something that's negative, into where people bring things out of control.
You are attacking people for things that, first of all, let me just say this. You are attacking people for things that they are already being plagued by and things that society already attacks them for. Mm-hmm. So when you say no fats, fat people are people that are considered fat or people that are considered... They try to...
I love how we have to
rethink. It's a bunch of people who barely have a high school diploma that almost have to get a GED because y'all weren't educated. Y'all couldn't function at a high enough pace to graduate from high school, that want to try to act concerned about people's health when they're not a doctor, when they don't even use condoms or any preventatives when they're having sex, and they've been ran through like the community center on Easter,
like YMCA,
Easter Sunday,
like YMCA
on Easter Sunday, exactly. So they want to sit here and try to say, well, I feel like, it's just, it's me supporting or encouraging an unhealthy lifestyle. Mm-hmm. But when was the last time you visited a clinic or a doctor? When was the last time your mama visited a clinic or a doctor? Because your mama fat too, and you don't be out there asking your mama when she gonna go to the gym. Or when do you ask your daddy when he gonna go to the gym when he already had his arm amputated because his diabetes is out of control? Or when you gonna ask your fat ass granny when she gonna try to take a step? You're not. And that's the thing. And that's the thing. It's really insecurities. All of these preferences are insecurities and being shallow. When people say no films, you want to know why they say no films? Because
it doesn't make any sense how hard you read these people into the ground.
It does not make sense how hard. The violence that is upkept in this podcast.
Oh my God. By Tay alone. Okay.
Alone. It does
but like
not
I
vary.
said, it's really the insecure when they say things like no films or whatever the case may be, it's the insecurity. And it's something that they're battling with themselves because they feel like if they talk to somebody feminine, that society is going to look at them and be like, you are too far removed from straightness, so we're going to start treating you like you're gay, even though that society already knows that you're gay, and society already treats you like you're gay, but you think because your straight friends smile in your faces on a daily basis that, you know, they're really your friends. But even though they talk about you behind your back, they talk about you, baby, and they laugh at you. You're a joke. You're a laughing stock. You're a puppet to them. You're a jester. You come in. You shake around.
You're a clown.
Yeah.
You're a juggler.
We see you. We see you.
You
We see you made. We see you made. We see you made in your maid costume.
Please.
No, baby, in your clown costume.
Okay.
And your mask. And your mask.
Well,
Yeah.
see, okay. Well, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here.
Oh shit.
Go ahead, so I can read that devil's advocate to Phil.
Well, I think. Okay. So, what you said is true, and I think what we're asking of people is to do the work, and they're not willing to do.
You don't want to do the work.
Okay. Now.
Yes.
I think from the devil's advocate point of view, now we have to look at it. Okay, so if these people don't want to do the work and they're going to remain being however they are, fat phobic or whatever.
Musty, yeah.
I was coming from a place of whenever I see those labels, of course it bothered me, especially if you're one of those labels, like femme or whatever. It bothered me, but I'd rather know it up front so that I'm never at your door, so that you don't message me, I don't message you. So I felt like if they're not going to do the work to actually remove the internalized homophobia and the internalized issues that they have going on with all of those statements, then if you're going to feel that way, then I'd rather you just say it. It's like being racist. If you're not going to do the work, I'd rather you just be upfront and say, I don't like black people, I don't like this and that, than for you to be like in the middle and like,
I agree. I agree.
That's how I felt about the labels is, if you're not going to do the work, then I'd rather you just put the labels on your profile.
I agree,
don't have the kind of grinder statements and take them off of your profile just because you think Grindr is going to block you and you still feel that way. Because now if I hit you up and you say some racist comment to me, or we talk and I come to your door and I'm more feminine than you think I am, now we're going to have an issue. So I feel like keep the labels if you truly are not going to do the work to actually fix what's going on with you.
Oh, you weren't playing.
So
you weren't playing.
ignorant.
Hold on now. You weren't playing devil's advocate. You were being true because those people do exist already, and people in society are just ignorant because that's the thing. I feel like more people in society will be quote unquote ignorant than what they may expect or what they may assume.
So, are we calling them stupid? Can they
yes,
be
we
stupid
are.
And ignorant?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. But this is the thing, because like Semaj was saying, you know, he would rather people just be upfront and truthful about what it is. It's a lot of people that I have seen that now have started to try to take this stance of, I support these people and we got to do this, that, and the third, and we need to stop fat shaming and femme bashing and things like that. And even those people, it's like, okay, but you don't give fat people the time of day, or you don't give femme people the time of day. So it's just kind of like that thing of now it's turning into a trendy thing to try to be like this advocate for it. And you will find all these skinny people, or, you know, more fit people on Twitter that they tweet something about, why fat shaming is bad or whatever the case might be. And that goes viral. And they have like 200,000 likes and 100,000 retweets. But if you have a fat person say, this is how I feel, this is the experience that I face, XYZ, people attack them and people try to downplay their experiences. So I feel like, in a sense, for some people, it's not something that I understand. It takes people on the other side that can relate to, or that those people can relate to or see themselves in. Sometimes it takes those people to say something for people to like, okay, you know what, you're right. Because I've learned that with white people, sometimes a white person checking a white person is more effective than a black person trying to check them, because they immediately write it off as, I don't want to hear this because you're black.
Right.
And when a white person says something, it's like,
oh, and now I've got to change my mind.
Well, and I think it's based on experience, like, because I think we could say that about everybody.
Yeah, because
a black person come to me than a white person.
Yeah, because yesterday, listen, I had that experience at work yesterday, which is the funny thing. This white girl came to me and she was talking about this black guy I work with, and she was like, he always complains about this, that, and the third, and if he would just make his sides, when he gets the order, then he wouldn't be trying to run around frantically and ask for help to do X, Y, and Z, and he wouldn't have angry customers. And what did I tell her loudly in front of that entire staff that I work with? I told her, I'm not going to sit here and entertain you bashing a black man while I'm black, baby. I won't do that. Not during Black History Month, not ever. And I told her that, and this black lady that I work with, she's a lesbian. She's a stud, actually. She's older. Me and her, we were very cool. We always talk. She was standing on the other side of. She works in the kitchen. I work in to go. So she was in the kitchen, and she just laughed and turned around and walked away. And I was like, it's the truth. Right. But had it been a black person that would have came over there to me and said that same thing, I'm like, you were absolutely right. Because
you're absolutely right, girl. He needs to work harder. He's lazy. He's together right now. Get that nigger out of here. No,
exactly. You were absolutely. I would have been like, you were absolutely right. He's working backwards. He's working harder, not smarter. But it was just the sense that I'm not going to sit here and tear down somebody black with you, because to me, it would kind of be like me trying to reinforce
that it's okay for them to come to you and talk.
Yeah, and run your mouth about you. It's not your place. Mind your business. If that's what he chooses to do. And even then, even if it was a black person, I probably would never even paid attention, because to me, it's not me. It doesn't impact me. His job, him doing his job, he's not in my space. He's not in my way. Me and him don't cross. Sometimes he comes into like where we're at to get stuff and things like that. It doesn't bother me though.
But I also think that people have more of an issue with being labeled as something versus actually doing the error. Like, people get mad when people label them a racist instead of getting upset that they actually did something racist. Yeah. Like, and I'm like, okay, so you're mad that somebody called you out on this instead of actually being mad at yourself for doing this to
perpetuating those
like
action or whatever the case may be. Yes. And I want to say, in a sense, there are even gay people that talk about gay issues just for the sense of it's what's making me popular. Just like there are black people that talk about racism, things like that. Those people regurgitate statements that have been passed down word for word. So it's not in a sense that, oh, you're black. Yes, we're all black. Yes, this is all the experience that we may have faced or may have gone through, or, we may have been impacted by racism, some more than others. But some of these people absolutely do not care. It's just like they seen other people get attention for it. Oh, so this is something that I can get attention from this. I can, a lot of followers and X, Y, and Z. So let me start doing it so people can pay attention to me. Just like people, you have people that when podcasts started to blow up, everybody wants to make a podcast and then they make 2 episodes and stop. Why? Because they just wanted the attention. They didn't actually want to do the work. They weren't passionate about it. It's not something you're passionate about. So sit at home and let the people that are passionate do that work.
That's how I feel about entertainment as well. I don't want to get into it, but that's how I feel about entertainment. Like, you have some people doing it just solely for the money.
Exactly.
Right.
And so when we go back to those preferences and being against that, my whole thing is the most effective way is to pay them dust. So even after I reply, I'm just replying to educate you. And some people think, oh, you're mad. No, baby, you're stupid. So you don't know what being educated is. So you think that I'm being mad, but really I'm just trying to help you because you look like a dumbass in front of like 1 million plus people. And even the ones that like and retweet it, they're not really engaging with
just because you like and retweet it don't mean you agree either. Sometimes people just retweet just for other people to see the foolishness.
And let me tell you that
just because it gets viral and more popular does not make it still right.
Exactly.
Your opinion is still loud and your opinion is still wrong.
But let me tell you something. People be catching strays because, like Semaj said, just because you like it and retweet it don't mean nothing. But baby, you like it, retweet it, I'ma just assume and you still getting blocked.
Yeah.
But no, that's the thing. So like, when I come across these people, especially like, you know, on like apps, Grindr, Jack, whatever the case may be, when they message me and I go to their profile and I see like X, Y, and Z, even things that I don't relate to or don't even impact me, when they be like, no trans, no this, no that, no, I'm not gonna engage with you. Because first of all, even let me tell you this, and this is how. This is the difference between somebody that's actually like, you know, trying to do work and change the culture around certain things or whatever the case may be, versus the people that's just doing it for the sole purpose to like gain attention or whatever it is. If you are going to sit over here and talk about people that say no fats, no femmes all day, even if you aren't fat or you aren't femme, if you engage in conversation or friendship or whatever the case may be with somebody that has that mindset, you're just as bad as the people that you try to talk about all day, because you're encouraging it, or you're okay with allowing those people around you. You're okay with allowing people that reinforce a discriminatory like mindset or attitude towards others. If I had a white friend that I voted for Trump, and you know he engaged or found himself being entertained by racist like narratives and rhetoric and things like that, if I still kept that person close to me, I would be just as bad as him, because in a sense he would feel like that's okay because, oh, I have a black friend that doesn't say anything about it, so it must not be wrong for me to
being complicit.
So like in a sense, y'all are being, like JeJuan said, being complicit by allowing these people to exist around you, even though you know things that they believe and stuff that they do, that they say and do, is problematic or harmful to others. You know, it's an issue, and it's people, and these people aren't. I keep saying they are ignorant. I was gonna say they're not ignorant but they are, because they are able to understand the problem. A lot of what you will see, okay, boom, especially for black gays, a lot of black gays can clock the same thing in heterosexual people. So they can clock, oh, well, trying to bash somebody for being gay is wrong, or trying to bash somebody for X, Y, and Z is wrong, or trying to be racist is wrong, or whatever the case may be, or trying to discriminate against people for whatever the case may be is wrong. But then y'all want to sit over here and discriminate against other people for these things just because you like they aren't that big, but they are to other people. They are highly impactful to other people, because y'all sit over here and talk about, you know, fat people in this distasteful way all the time, and it's like y'all don't know how those words or how those statements impact those people that see those things, because a lot of you don't. I think a lot of people don't understand sometimes that a lot of people feel like these aren't things that they control, especially like being fat. They felt like, you know, I tried to work out. I was at that point. I know when I was little, I played sports. I did this and that, and I was still fat. So it's kind of like, I'm trying,
Right.
I'm trying, but it's not happening. And so then you start to beat yourself up and feel like it's something wrong with you and X, Y, and Z. So you shut yourself off and you just live this secluded type of way because you just feel like it's out of your control. So you would rather keep yourself distant rather than anything because it's just not a positive environment for you. So in a sense, like especially like more feminine people, that's why a lot of us interact with each other or just like are more closed off and even more combative. People are always like, well, feminine gays are always combative and rude. We have to be because y'all constantly go out of your way to attack us and y'all constantly go out of your way to degrade us. And like I said, if it wasn't for
like a straight male.
Exactly. Yeah. If it wasn't for feminine gays, none of y'all would have rights. Y'all would still be hooking up in alleys and catching HIV and doing whatever the case may be because we were able to
and I'm not mad he said it. It may sound harsh, but like for real. The bashing. That's like when I'm sorry, I just want to bring this. It's like when people say like bottoms don't deserve rights. Like when people joke around when they say bottoms don't deserve rights or bottoms this and that. It's like it's crazy.
Yeah. And I feel like just to close this out, I've had certain friends that I think now, like, because we've been friends for so long, and then like my friends have now gained other Black friends, they're able to call it out and be like, okay, Semaj, is this racist? Because I feel like this is racist. And I'm like, okay. Or
if you think it's racist, be like, it's probably racist.
Right. Or I'm like, this is problem. I'm like, okay, this is problematic. And they're like, okay, I understand.
And that's the thing. People lack that ability to judge. Because I know when I say something, I know when it may be problematic. So I know, you know what, I'm not going to share that. Or like Semaj was saying, you know, go to somebody else, but that's tiring. You don't need to always go to somebody else. If you feel like this is worded like in a way that people may misunderstand it or take it for something else, that may mean that the message that you were finna put out there is exactly what you were thinking people are going to take it. Even if you don't feel like what you're saying is problematic, if you feel like it may be interpreted that way, then it is. But I do want to clarify what I was saying because I don't want to get drugged. So when I said messing around in alleys and catching HIV, I don't want anybody to think that I'm attacking people for HIV. What I'm saying is it was feminine gays that helped normalize or helped us move from this more like exiled state to a more like in public, like we were able to exist in public. It was feminine gays that pushed that brand out there. It was like, we're here to exist, we're not going anywhere. Who threw that brick? Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia threw that dang brick. And
who taking that dick? Yeah.
Exactly.
Moving on. Moving on.
Let's get into Psyched Out. So I have a question and then a game. So the question is, I heard some people talking about dating, and falling in love. So which one comes first? People feel like
talking. How do you get to know somebody?
But you know, I will say this. Hold on. It can be different for the circumstance, because I will say normally it will be talking, but some people have that thing of like they see somebody and was like,
that's what I was about to say,
like love at first sight, or whatever the case may be, or it was like they have one interaction with a person, so it wouldn't necessarily be considered talking because y'all don't talk. Y'all just have an interaction with each other, and it's like, wow, they seem really cool. Like, I'm gonna get to know them, and you are in your head like all giggly and cute and geeky, and it's like, you know, love at first sight. Or it can just be one of those things like, I know this person, I feel like y'all may be good for each other, I want to set y'all up. So at that point, y'all are going out on a date. So it's kind of like y'all are at that dating point. It just moves differently, because I feel like in that situation, you're dating and then going to a talking phase and then going to being in
the
love.
relationship.
Or you can fall in love with somebody, talk to them and date, or you can just be like love at first sight. I want to take you on a date. You go on that date.
I think he summed it up perfectly.
Literally
I love
what
that.
I said.
Yeah.
that was my whole thing. And then I had a friend who said friendships and relationships. So this guy came to me and said, and we were talking about like my experience of dating friends, because I feel like when you're a friend first and then you are in a relationship, your guards are already down. Y'all already know each other. Y'all know who y'all are truly. So I feel like the relationship is better because you know who that person is fully. When you are anticipating a relationship with somebody and you haven't established that friendship first, you're scared to be who you are because you're trying to be the person that this person needs or wants. And so he said, because all of my dealings have been with friends, but it was a weird relationship because the first time I met them, it was like we knew this was not a regular friendship. But the guy said he separates them too. Like, if you're a friend, you're a friend. I'm not ever dating you. Like, I don't want to ever be in a relationship with you. And he said he had friends who revealed that they had feelings for him, and he was like, well, we can't no longer be friends because I'm not doing that. Oh, wow. And then
I think that's a bit excessive and extreme. Yeah, I feel like it's excessive and extreme because my whole thing is this. What Semaj said is very true. I feel like, this is my whole thing. You never know what somebody's in your life for, because like you could just make, and it's a lot of people that find this out. It's some people that date, like are dating and end up finding out we don't have that relationship chemistry. We have a more friend chemistry, so we need to be friends, and they end up being best friends. It's like, that's how it is. Y'all just met and interpreted the energy for something else. So I feel like the same thing in a sense that you can be friends with somebody and then that energy may be like so strong, like, well, maybe we can date. And then they end up finding out, wow, we're actually very compatible as partners. This is great. It's people that are married that have had that type of experience. Like, you know, one of their closest friends ends up becoming the person that they marry and fall in love with, or whatever the case may be. My whole thing is, it's the difference between having friends that you sleep around with. Like, you sleeping around with all of your friends is problematic, but you dating your friends is not that bad. If you have good intentions, like you're actually dating because you want to be in a relationship with that person and not just using them to fill a void or whatever the case may be. And I think that foundation is important as well. Like, it's good to have that foundation. A lot of y'all's relationships are terrible and piss poor because y'all don't have a friendship. Y'all don't know that person. Y'all are trying to rush into. I don't think you can be in a relationship with somebody. Getting them to them draws. Yeah, you can't be in a relationship with somebody.
People go straight in a relationship and it's just be for sex too.
Yeah, you can't be in a relationship with somebody that you can't enjoy being around. You need to be that person's friend. Y'all need to know how to laugh. Y'all need to know how to disagree. And that's the thing. And we all had that conversation. Not saying us, but like I said, the second episode or first episode, when we were talking about how we are able to have disagreements and it just be like, okay, we just disagree and moving on. Life continues. A lot of y'all's relationships are terrible because y'all aren't friends. And when y'all disagree, it has to be an argument. It has to be a fight. Sometimes
and then
you can
it has to end.
And sometimes that's what friendships do. Friendships allow you to get comfortable with somebody, being allowed to learn how to navigate past differences and how y'all do different things and different styles of whatever the case may be. Well,
I listened to Horrible Decisions podcast, and they had a guy on there, and guy said,
"Is he fitting into the game?"
Yes. So the guy said, because he's straight, so he was saying his girlfriend, he would have to consider her his best friend. And I think this goes back to guys sharing intimacy with their friends versus their significant others. Because he said, if I look at her as my best friend, I would never want to disrespect her or be disloyal. He was like, if I'm disrespectful or disloyal, it's because I'm viewing my partner as no longer my friend. And I was like, okay, so I think that's really the mind of guys. So what I want is for you. Let's dissect your mind. So I'm gonna ask you some questions. Okay, so I played this game several times. This game came about in my interpersonal communications class, and I thought it was super fun. I love to play it with people that I want to date because I like to get in their heads. Well, the first question is, what's your favorite animal? Not your family pet, but just what's your favorite animal overall? And list 3 reasons or adjectives why that's your favorite animal. So then the second question is, what is your favorite article of clothing? And list 3 reasons or adjectives why.
I feel like I'm taking a pop quiz, child. I just graduated, honey. I have my degree.
Oh, well, since you have your degree and you know everything.
I do.
Tell me who gonna love me.
Who's gonna care about me?
I'm dead. Please. Are y'all done?
You got it?
Okay. So then the third question is, what is your favorite body of water? List 3 reasons or adjectives why.
Like
a lake, ocean.
Like a lake, ocean, a family, pond, you know.
You said list 1 and then list 3, or you said
say 1, what is your favorite body of water? And then 3 reasons why. Okay, so this game is the fun 3 questions game. And basically, your favorite animal is... Well, okay, here's what I'll do. I want y'all to share your answers. What's your favorite animal and the 3 reasons why?
I chose the elephant. I said because they are family oriented. Like, elephants are very protective of their families and stuff like that. They are smart and resourceful.
My answers weren't full out like that.
Just answer it. What did you say?
Would you write a letter?
No, not even that, baby. It's shorter than that. That's why I was like, oh, mine is not that full thought out. But okay. Mine is a panda. I feel like pandas are really cute. They're really unique. And they're really fuzzy.
No, that was okay, because that was good because sometimes I chose to, be extra, and sometimes I just do some shit.
Just wrote it down. Okay, got you.
I chose a dolphin because they're very beautiful, majestic. They're playful, and they're just like they love people.
Child, is this what we look for in partners?
No, actually, your favorite animal is the way you view yourself.
I'm cute, unique. Yeah, I'm cute.
Family oriented, smart, and resourceful.
I'm fuzzy.
I'm fuzzy. You're soft to the touch.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so then the second question is, what was your favorite article of clothing?
Pants. I said pants. I like when they compliment my legs. Yes, and
the booty.
That can be comfy and warm, and there's so many types of pants. Like, I have on sweats now. There's jeans. You got your chinos. You got the sweat jeans now. Joggers. All types of stuff, honey.
Okay.
I said I was gonna say pants, but I'm still battling with pants because I feel like nothing really fit me in pants. So I said shirts. I feel like when I wear my shirts, they're unique to me. I like shirts that are colorful, and then some shirts speak to me and my personality and what looks good on me. So,
okay, so I chose overalls because I have like several different pairs of overalls, and I feel like you could just throw them on. It's quick, it's easy, it's versatile. It goes with a lot of things. It's just
you're a first score now.
No, actually, your favorite article of clothing, it represents how others see you.
Okay.
I feel like I'm comfy and warm.
Yeah.
And when I say
somebody
I guess,
looking from the inside out, you're a very comfortable type of.
And I feel like I'm warm. I feel like I'm warm in the sense like I welcome people to talk to me.
Yeah,
like I'm friendly.
Colorful.
Absolutely.
But I think when I say so many types, you can get so many things from me. Like, I can be fun, I can be serious, I can be like ride or die, like let's go. Yeah. Now the way they fit and complement my shape part. I don't know, honey. That's
They might be looking at your booty, honey.
Or they like the way your legs look and they like the way you compliment.
Yes.
People, you know what my coworker did just tell me the other day? She was like, "You have really amazing legs." And I was like, "Thank you."
The agenda. Okay. The agenda.
So the last one is your favorite body of water.
I like this one. Wow. I feel like this is going to be great. Okay, so I chose rivers. I said because they feed the oceans and like other bodies of water, like lakes and things like that. That can be calming and relaxing, and they choose their path. Like if a river wanna run off in one direction, it's gonna run off in that direction. You can't change it unless you obstruct it, but you're manipulating it. So yeah.
I said a swimming pool. I said it's safe. I know how much feet I know how much feet is how much, which feet
how
I'm
deep
getting
it's gonna
in.
be.
You know what you're getting yourself into.
Exactly. And then it reminds me of just fun times with family and yeah.
So I chose like the ocean beach because it's deep. You never know what's going to pop out, what's in it. It's very relaxing. It's like a dream, like that type of thing.
Is this something about your emotions? I don't know.
No.
I feel like this is how our partner sees us, or like how we view relationships.
No. This is how you view sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what you're getting yourself into, JeJuan. You know.
I said
look at me.
I said they feed the oceans and other other bodies of water.
Yeah.
It can be calming, and choosing their own paths. Yeah,
you choose what you want to do with the people you want to do it with.
Yeah. So I feel it's safe. Yeah. I know how much feet. I know how much. Yeah, I know how much feet I'm taking. Yeah. Let's start there, honey.
Yeah. So I think this was I love playing this with guys because once they figure out what the meanings are, they love to add little stuff at the end, and I'd be like, that wasn't your answer. But if you guys want to play it, the listeners, please play the game, answer the questions, and tell us down below what your answers would be.
Yes, period.
That would be really fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, guys.
I loved it.
I'm so sad we have to.
I know.
Not you muted yourself.
Can I do another one of those? What's that thing? The before the video start.
Oh, before this video starts, subscribe and like.
Yeah, I think we should all do one, like a group one. Do you think we could do a group one?
Yeah,
we could do it right now.
Y'all want to do it right now? Okay.
Horse.
Wait, can we? Wait, can we end the episode first? Can we end the episode?
Yeah, we got to end the episode.
Let's end the episode.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this week's episode. You guys, our season finale is coming. We have something big planned for y'all, so stay tuned for that. I'm JeJuan Jennings.
I am Tay. Oh, shit.
Okay, wait.
Okay, go Semaj, go.
I'm Semaj.
And I am Tay. But make sure also, remember, we asked y'all, what would y'all like to see for the last episode? So make sure you comment down below of what you would like to see. So we go ahead and just start exploring some things because we really want to give you all something for the support that you are giving us. We want to give y'all something that y'all want.
Yeah, and oh my God, thank y'all for watching. Like, wow. Our first video has over 225 views, and it's just like been constant ever since. And we just appreciate y'all so much. And it's just been a ride. Yeah.
Yes, tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Tell that friend to tell another friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell your boss.
Tell your boss, yeah.
And tell him, and if he's they might fire you. Yeah, but go ahead still.
Yeah. but if your boss is like, higher up, like, communications, a music label, get us a deal, management, a budget.
If you work for a television network or something like that, tell your boss. Tell your boss.
Tell your boss. Yeah, tell your boss. we would like a job. We would like a sponsorship.
We would like a slot.
We would like a studio.
Yes.
Yeah.
We would like to be getting checks.
Yeah.
We would like to get monetized, We would like a loft. Let's start there as well.
Yeah. And that's on what? Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Where the money reside, period.
Where that money will reside.
And that's on what?
Excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Come on, 1, 2, 3, guys.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hold up, leave a nigga on hold. Pull a car facts if we really tryna rock. Like, this jam gon' blow. Act like you ain't know. It's a mix-up, squats in my sit-ups, digging in my poom-poom, tryna get my back stuff. Drink a couple shots, see how quick a bitch act up. Look at me, that